of self-care and wellness, and the actions that we took relating to our mind, body, and spirit that helped us get that peak wellness. Then in breakout groups, we're going to share our stories again, but this time we're going to create some self-care actions, those that we want to keep, start, or stop. And I'll give you more instructions on that. Just be thinking about this is how we're going to move through today. And at the very end, there's an opportunity for you to create your own self-care routine as kind of like a homework challenge. All right, let's get started with defining for all of us what self-care means. I hope you can relate to this. So self-care, it's the time that you dedicate to you with the intention of boosting and nourishing yourself, your health, your well-being, your physical, social, mental, emotional, and spiritual health and well-being. Now, we went over all the domains earlier. They're very similar for both resilience and self-care. The one I added here was social, which I think is also relevant to resilience, as we heard. And social is just making sure that you are connected to others and that your inner social circle, or for those of us in recovery, maybe you have a recovery circle, is caring, healthy, supportive, and there for you. So I want you now to tap into a time of peak wellness in your life. And we've all had them. So if you don't have your workbook, if you have your workbook, we're on page 9. If you don't have your workbook, grab your pen and paper. Reflect on a time of well-being, a time when you felt most alive, when you were healthy and motivated. What gave you that energy? Think about how did you taking care of yourself impact the people around you? And then on that same page in your workbook or on your same paper, I want you to really be thinking about 2 to 3 specific self-care actions that were present when you experienced this peak of well-being. And you have about 5 minutes to do a little bit of reflection here on self-care. Okay, I hope you all had an opportunity to reflect, because we're going to move right into our next activity. Now, this is where, once again, you get to share your story, but you have to do it in 1 minute. So we need that timekeeper, a note taker, and a reporter. If you're not sharing your story, now what I want you to do is listen for the lessons learned, and especially the self-care actions and practices. And with your group, after everyone's done sharing, I want you to pick the top 3 self-care actions that you would like to keep moving forward. And then the top 3 self-care actions you want to start doing if you're not already doing them. And then maybe one action that needs to stop, like spreading negative energy, something like that. So top 3 to keep, top 3 to start, maybe an action to stop if one comes to mind. When we come back, you'll be reporting out on those self-care actions in the chat. And if you're a brave soul, raising your hand and sharing out loud. Are you guys ready to get into your small groups? Okay. Hope everybody's clear. Danella, let's get them in.
We're ready to go.
So important. Again, we're going to show you to download the whole chat, so don't feel like you're missing out. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Oh, here's one. Keep doing well in college. Those of us who are in school, boy, can we relate to that. Staying sober. Are you kidding me right now? Yes. Substance free, the way to be. Becoming self-empowering. Start. The ability to take time in my life. For self, huh? Realizing what makes the difference. Staying powerful. Stop procrastinating. Stop being negative. And stop not empathizing with people in my life. If I missed you, I apologize. I urge all of you to read through these in the chat. They're very powerful self-care actions that we can implement right now to keep us doing what we're meant to do here on this planet. Now, Before I let you go, I have one more activity I just have to share with you. This came from exciting research on the heart, and it has to do so much with resilience and self-care, and it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. We can do this. So I want you to tune into page 11 in your workbooks. Are y'all with me? On page 11, you can see the jagged heart rate. And by the way, I bought a little machine. This is absolutely, it's true. When you're in frustration, anxiety, and worry or irritation, your heart rhythm has a picture of incoherence, and it looks kind of like what you see on the top there in the red, incoherence. When you're in incoherence, it's impairing your performance. And think about when you've been stressed out or worried. Are you in peak performance? You are not, and your heart is a reflection of this. Now, contrast that with when you're feeling positive emotions, appreciation, love, care. Your heart rate evens out, your heart rhythm evens out, and it promotes optimal performance and coherence in whatever you're trying to do. Now, there is a very quick technique to move yourself from incoherence to coherence. You can do it on a dime and anytime, anywhere. So let's practice this. Okay, I want you to all get really comfortable, and I want you to think for just a second on an emotion or attitude you'd like to change. Okay, now I want you to breathe in the emotion or attitude you want instead. Okay, and to help you do this, I want you to picture in your mind something that brings you great joy, something that moves you to a space of love. For me, it's my son coming home, walking down that airport terminal. I see him, he's off the plane, he's coming closer. What is it for you? Hold that out in front of your heart. Now breathe in and imagine your breath going through your heart and coming out to that image. Breathe slow and deep while you hold that image that brings you joy and love in your mind. If you do that, within 30 seconds, you can bring yourself from incoherence to coherence. And if you practice that for the rest of the day, off and on, imagine the ability to bring yourself into coherence and peak performance anytime you want. Well, there's more on this with heart math, and it's in the resources section, but heartmath.com has so much on this, and it's a beautiful way to connect mind, body, and spirit in self-care. So that was just a little taste of it. I want to call your attention to two opportunities for you to drive home what we did today. One, create a resilience plan. This is on page 12 in your workbook. And it kind of maps it out how you might do that. And then on page 12, the bottom part of it, your self-care routine. What practices are necessary for your overall well-being? Maybe you remembered something, or maybe you saw something from this group today that helped you remember, how am I going to take care of myself? And there's a space to map that out for you. Remember, what you write down, you're so much more likely to bring to fruition. So I would like, in the few minutes that we have left, how much time do we have left, guys? Okay, we have like 2 minutes. I would like you in the chat to share if there was something meaningful that we did today that made a difference for you. Jot it down in the chat, or raise your virtual hand and share with out loud. Was there anything that stood out for you that made your time here worthwhile today? Anything you're willing to share? Anyone?
Thank you so much. really enjoyed the time we were able to spend in groups. That was a really good activity that we were able to do while we were on a workshop. I think that was like really creative, and it helped for me to just express some of my opinions and my thoughts, and just kind of collect myself. And being in a group setting was just awesome for me. Thank you so much.
I could barely hear you, but what I heard was about the groups and how helpful that was to just have an opportunity to share. Thank you, Hannah,
Yeah.
for sharing that. Other things I'm seeing, the incoherence breathing. You guys like that? Yay. Top 3 things in self-care. Awesome. I hope you wrote them down. And if not, we're going to grab them from the chat. Look at all these comments. You guys are awesome. Remembering the importance my support network has on my ability to do self-care. Absolutely. Finding my life rhythm again. Wow. Somebody had to leave. I get it. Connecting with others in our shared experiences reminds us that we're not alone in our struggle for resiliency. Coming together despite COVID. That's right. It's not going to keep us separated. Sharing vulnerabilities isn't a weakness. I am so grateful to all of you for spending time with me here today. I hope you feel more resilient and empowered to go out and live your best life. Before you go,
Merlin's got his hand up, by the way.
oh, somebody else I missed?
Merlin.
Merlin, I'm going to get you. Merlin, don't leave me, but I don't want them to go before they hear this. So please complete evaluations. Guys, you can hold your phone up and grab that QR code. You can click on that link. You can get an email and it will allow you, but I would love to get feedback from you of it's 3 questions, guys, so it only takes you a minute. Please share your feedback with me. Also, tune in next month, March 25th for recovery messaging. It's just an hour and a half out of your life. It's free, and we will learn how to speak about recovery in a way that advocates, in a way that brings more understanding to the suffering. And quick and easy, I hope you'll sign up. Merlin, I don't want to miss you, so please share with me what your thoughts were.
Very, very quickly and very simply, is that my most important self-care for this day was this event. And I appreciate knowing you, hearing from you, and thank you. I feel better already.
Oh, thank you, Merlin. You made my day. Thank you, all of you, for coming today. I am so grateful. Again, here's how you can do an evaluation. I hope we see you next month. The Purpose of Recovery welcomes you, and we want to hear your ideas for other trainings that you might like. So share with us, visit our website, and thank you so much for being here today.